I had to recording 2 episodes in my podcast because I was very tired yesterday in the evening when I recording the first part, and I didn't know how it should turn out today when I got visitors coming to my home, and it is many years now since someone was coming from the Mormon church. It's maybe 4 or 5 years since anyone was coming here to from the church, because the bishop have told them that they were not allowed to go home to me. That I have heard from some people that I can trust, that telling the truth, that they told me that the bishop doesn't want anyone to come home to you. And then he also took away the man that baptized me into the church. He was here and helped me. And then one day, my Baptist man from the church, and all men is in the priesthood, and so sometime I had someone from another that was little higher in this Mormon church area sometimes visit me. But then suddenly I got the message that the bishop have changed, or those people have in the priesthood had say that they should change the area of visiting. And so this man I had here that baptized me into the church, he have got something else to do. So suddenly he was not allowed to come home to me, and but he did that anyway sometimes when I asked him to get some help. So he come outside the church as a friend. But I didn't wanted him to come to me if he was not ordered to do it, because I felt I saw that he was not in good health, and he had much other things to do in his private life. So I didn't ask him for help more than some few times, and then I have not done it for 2 years, I think, ask him for help. And so it have not coming, it should have been help sisters, but those help sister I got, they never come and visit my home. So I don't blame it on the bishop, but he listened to wrong people, and there is in the church a woman that helped me with my cats when I was flying to Utah, to Salt Lake City. and she took care of my cats for 1 month and give them food, and then it start bad things happen to my cats. I had them for 10 years, and they were healthy, and suddenly they start to be sick. So I lost many kittens. They died suddenly. After that, they have been in my home. And she is talking about that she is mental sick. She say that open. It's nothing I say. This woman is saying this, and she have told me that it was easier to talk to this bishop than the bishop we had before. So she have him under her spell. She's evil things. So I know it's she that have talking bad things about me that doesn't exist. But he listened at her, and and she loved that he is weak. So the church is this, that it doesn't matter if you are mental sick. You are welcome into the church. But the wrong thing is that when you know they are mental sick, you should not listen at them. But the bishop do that. And so it was very strange today that I have got friends. I get more and more friends from the church, the missionaries, and some old people also. So I have some on Facebook, and that I can talk to. And now I had a young man, as I say that in part 1 of this, about what have happened, that I told him that we were related, and we had this last name, short name, Walker, and that it come a man in the night and had a sign with him, and there was his name. So this Walker, the missionary that we have here in Sweden, and I say to him about this, and he be interested and wanted to know what he was saying, this man that come with a sign. And I told him he don't talk, but he find out that he can communicate with me by write his name on the sign, and then when I go to bed, after I have recording yesterday, I was in the bed and I come to when I did this recording, he told me why he come to me and start with this sign, and I saw a vision that I talk about, this plastic bag, like a plastic bag, and then he cut in the corner of the bag, and what was inside there come out from the plastic bag. But that plastic bag, I understand today that was afterlife. it was the veil that was this plastic bag, and then he find a corner to cut, so he could come out from the veil and come to me. But he was not could not talk to me, but he understood to make a sign for me to see, and he said that he was the first one that could break the veils to come from the afterlife to here to our planet and talk to me in that way. He don't talk with his mouth, but he can give me picture like he did with his plastic bag, and why he was coming with this sign, and then this missionary should come to my home, and I communicate with him on Messenger on Facebook, and I took a picture, show him how it looked like at the bus stop to my home, and I say, if you tell me that you are going on the bus, I will come and meet you at the bus stop, because it's hard to know how to go to my home, and I can take you there, I say. And I met them, but they didn't understood what I was talking about, because they didn't come out from the bus stop where I say they should. I don't remember what they say, but they were far away. But they come at least, so we could walk together to my home. And then when we come inside my home, he had one young man with him. They are always two people going to a home, and I read on his this mark they have what his name was, and his name, the other missionary, his name was Ellis, his short name, and I say that is I have Ellis in my family tree. We are related, you and I, but he was not sure that we were related, and the other Walker, Kurt Walker was his name, is his name, and he asked this Ellis, have you done your family tree? But he had not. But he was very sure that we were not related, and I feel sorry for he that Kurt Walker, that I was more into Ellis when I sit and talk with them, and I had in the morning I had driving to the store to buy two pizza, frozen pizza that we warm up in the oven, and then some buns, and and I know they drink chocolate, but I say to them that is also something stimulation in chocolate. It's almost the same as the coffee. I told them, and so it's wrong to say that you are allowed to drink chocolate but not drink coffee. I have studied it. I look what's in chocolate, and it's stimulation. You want more to drink chocolate, and you love it. Be into drinking coffee, so that's is kind of stimulation there in it. So that is not a clean to drink. And I say I take a soda because I don't need to go after the rules of the church, as I am not in the temple. I say, so I don't need to go after what the rules are for to come into the temple, because the bishop will not give me any card enter into the temple anymore. So, and I don't care, because I have been in those temple I need to be in. So they ask me, have you been to Utah? So I was talking to them about when I was in Salt Lake City, and I was very close. They thought I was far away, but I was around about where the airport are in Salt Lake City. Not in downtown, but very close to downtown. Was 1 month there, and I told them that I come to know much more than I normally should have done. And I told them I was to the church office, and I was talking to those people that decide very much what's going on with the church. And apostles, I was to one apostle in his office and talk on my own, and I lay hand on him because I was told by heaven to lay hand on him because he felt very tired, out of everything, out of energy. And he be so happy when he find out that he got energy back. He thanked me very, very much. He understood that I saw it, and I got something from God to do it. So I told them about my staying, and then I was talking to them about how to do the family tree, and I told them about this, that I am at least 75% Jewish, but I learn now that if you are hit a Jewish person, if you have one Jewish person in your family tree, you are Jewish. That's how Jewish see you, like that. But I have about 75%. It's a little in marriage here in Sweden. because they didn't care about religions. And it was hard to be Jewish in Sweden also, because the Lutheran Church have the monopole. They have it's they that decide what people should do. So it was not allowed to be Jewish in Sweden, so they have to change it to Lutheran Church. Many people, and some people ignore it and was Jewish anyway, even if they have some strict reglement how to do things here in Sweden. So I couldn't hold it back, because it was a spirit thing. I say to those two young men that Ellis, I say, I feel a spirit connection with you. So I think that we are closer to be related than he, Walker, I say, because it's like I was only on him in my way to talk and see. I look at him, and of course he looked very nice. And I have told you this before. It's not a sexual thing. He is way too young for me, but he was so nice looking, and that is because we are related. So it's a love of myself by looking at him to see how beautiful he was. And I say to him, I have something. It's a spirit thing that someone in the spirit world want to talk to you about something. But I say, I know you have a limit time to be here, so I will ask him or her in the night, in the evening, and ask what the spirit wanted to tell him, and then write it to him, because he was a friend of mine on Facebook. I have over 2,000 people, and I have hard to know who is my friends on Facebook, but he was already a friend of mine. And so I say to him that I write what they tell me, I will write you about it. And then it come. It come answer after they have gone away, those young men, and the answer was on Facebook. He dubbed that we were related, but I show him my family tree, and I saw and Ellie, I had the surname Ellis both on my father's side and my mother's side. So there is he connected to both my parents. And then I was to his Facebook and to see his beautiful face. I was there to see his face again, and 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 there he had this that is from Family Search. It's something I have placed it for the second time, and it says, "Are you related to me?" It says, and then it showing up what if we are connected on Family Search, and there AI, artificial intelligence, showing those lines, put it together, and he was my related to me. Did the Family Search showing me? So he was not close to me as as I as he told me, but the DNA was that he was my eighth cousin, and then to remove on the side of, he was not in a straight line. It was two generation away from me, an eighth cousin. So he was my cousin. They say these things, well, very much in America, in the United States, to be related, that everyone is cousin. And sometimes when I have written that on someone that is related to me, they say we are not cousins, because here we only saying cousin on, for example, my mother's sisters, their children is my cousins, and that's the only cousins. We don't count it in many generations. There is the cousin here in Sweden is only one generation. Your brother and sister's children, those are cousins to what your children you have. The children you have, they go a cousin. So they be confused here in Sweden when you say cousin on someone that, for example, King Charles III of England, he is my cousin. When I'm talking like they talk in United States. So he is my cousin, like our king is my cousin, and the Danish queen is my cousin, and many other is my cousins. And so he was related, and I wrote it on his Facebook's profile under that picture. Are we related? And we were closer related than many others that have written an answer to him that they were related to him. I was the closest related to him. So I had the right when I told him that I have seen the short name Ellis in my family tree. And I'd be surprised when I look at it and it was on both my parents. But that is because they come together with Joseph Smith, because both my parents and sisters was with Joseph Smith from the beginning, and then they marry each other. And he, the Walker that I talked to, he at least, I have very much Walker, but the Walker is that Joseph Smith married two sisters, and their surname was Walker, but they didn't get any children. But those sisters came with the children into the family of Joseph Smith. And one sister, she was married 3 times, so she had kids with other men. So I'm thankful for that. It's just now it's coming more and more people that want to listen at my podcast. It start to be, I think maybe it is a change that have been in some programs that like a partner to each other, and then it may be more listener. And I'm very happy to see it's like going on for itself, because people start to listen at those other episodes of the podcast, and not only the newest, the latest episode I have done. They listen at old also episodes, so it look almost like the same in the track list, but it is those older tracks that have got more listener. So you can't see it by look at the track list. But I see it as I get statistic, and I know who are those people that listen, not who you are really private, but I see where, from what country it is coming from, and that's enough for me. So I have just put up a new chapter, and it's many people that have started to download it. And so I say it's what I hope it should be from the beginning, but it took 2-3 years for it to happen. But now it seems like it's coming on by itself, automatic. Or they listen at all the episodes also. So that was the message. It was for Ellis, that we could see that clearly, that we were related. And I told him I felt the spirit connection between us. So thank you for listening, and this was the part 2. They will come some more to help me, they say, because I was waiting for a sofa for my garden, Jesus' garden, and it didn't come before they have left. And they have told me that they should put the sofa together. So I wrote to Court Walker that the sofa is here and I need your help to put it together. So they will come back again. And I asked them also before they left if they were frightened for me, if I make them be scared. I asked them, and they be surprised. But I told them that the bishop had told them that they should not go home to me because I was dangerous like that. So I wanted to hear from them. They'd be surprised when I asked that, but I explained it for them, that the bishop told people that I was a scary person. And people be scared because I'm talking very much about the spirit things. That I, as a woman, I should not know it. Because many have told me that God never talked to a woman. So they be scared that I talk about heaven, afterlife to them. But I say I should not talking like I do, because the church doesn't want me to give out testimony. It's my own private testimony. But that is not how I work under God. I don't work under heaven by have secret. You know, I have talked about my childhood, where everything should be hidden. We were not allowed to show the real family, how it was in the family, that we were not so perfect as we should look like, that we were a perfect family. And many say that to my parents, that we were so perfect family, and it was far from be perfect family. But that was our secret, and that's why I never wanted have any secrets. I want to tell the truth and not hide anything, because in 100 years from now, it doesn't matter when we are not here anymore. It's so short time we live here on earth. So why should we go and hide things that can be a benefit for other people to come to know how to do things and what's in those world we can't see, and what is the meaning of life. And we should tell people. If we know. We don't know 100%, but we know more than what normal people do. So we can teach people a little more about what we know. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.